Hi, I'm Ron with Pacific Permaculture. Today we're at a community garden in Alameda, California. And let's just look at the outside here. We don't want to get any of the peoples in here because I know people are sensitive to not wanting to be on video, so we're going to avoid them. Compost, whatever. Gonna avoid all people being in here. Going to be all about plants, compost. They've got all these nice garden beds. Look at all this amaranth. I'll leave you out. And hollyhock. Look at this hollyhock. Isn't that wild? So going around here, walking a little fast, but they got a looks like blackberries here, thornless blackberry, kind of an arbor setup, and it just looks like they got some beans were growing there and all dried out, and big old giant sunflower across the way. And with that, we're going to go back down the sidewalk. Let's go back down the walk, and then we'll enter the garden itself and get some better views of what's going on here. Got everything all dialed in, what to do where. And they've got their different compost setups here. Rolling compost. And that's several items. Right here they got a worm bin set up. They got their little garden shed. And anyway, looks like they got some kale going off here. And this thing is big. Look at the size of this. For perspective, my big old hand. Look at that leaf. Isn't that crazy good? Man, look right here. Got rosemary like crazy. I mean, this thing's 5 foot tall. Pollinator attractant. It's food and stuff. You know. Is this agave right here?
I think so. Yeah, I think it is.
Wow, look at that.
It's been there a while.
You got a little while off before this turns into tequila, but you got an agave plant right here. And amazing potential out of that. But yeah, this rosemary's going off like crazy. I got a little bird bath. Can't say that I can name all the plants, but if somebody can, mention it in the comments if they can identify. I can't always. Bees are loving this rosemary though. It's a good pollinator plant with the blue flowers. And it's a health inducer too, as you asked. If you talk to Howie from Food Forest Permaculture, he can tell you that. And also got a lot of pelargonium, supposed to repel pest bugs. And just little bits of everything. Look at this rosemary. I mean, this thing is like 8 foot tall. I mean, this is just amazing. Mind-blowing goodness in the garden. And anyway, let's just take a little walk down the garden path here. And there's some kind of lily, canna, I'm not sure. And maybe my friend from Flower Child Gardens can inform us in the comments. And this is a mallow. It's very nice. Pollinator attractor also, and in addition to whatever good uses it has. And this is an abundant place. Look at the squash up here. Isn't that crazy good? Look at this nice arbor they built. Isn't that wild? Just a few simple pieces of wood and And look at the abundance they've cultivated up on top of here. Look at all the squashes coming down. I don't know what kind of squash it is, but also they're cultivating a lot of shade. You could put a chair up under here and it gets too hot, just chillax. You know, look, you had some squash down here and some tomatoes going, and man, this place is crazy good. Got some roses here, add a little beauty and rose hips to the land. And you know, more amaranth. This looks like what do they call it? Gooseberry maybe. And wow, look at that. Somebody got a big old watermelon right there. It looks like a hybrid. Looks like a cross-pollination deal happened here. As will happen in the garden. The insects don't really care what they pollinate. They'll just cross-pollinate here and there. And look at this kale. Now look at this kale. Look at my big old large size hand. Okay, and look at that. Isn't that crazy good? Look at all the vibrancy and health you can get, nutrition you can get out of that thing. That's wild. I mean, yeah, over here you got a strawberry pot and got some tomatoes. I think these are all individual beds that people utilize and do their own thing. Crazy goodness growing here though. Abundance like mad. It's a madhouse of abundance here. Ceanothus, good pollinator attractor, California native. Has little blue blooms on it later. And yeah, this place is just crazy good. And I've been coming to Alameda for quite some time. Didn't know it existed. Hidden in plain sight right here. And look at these things, just kind of grew outside the bed. These kales. Isn't that crazy good? And looks like you got some fig trees and pots right here doing their thing, making magic. Garden magic, friends. Garden magic. And here we got every kind of different idea people might have for their own garden beds. Somebody's growing mainly kales, and somebody else has a row cover. Looks like some lettuces and things under there, and some kale, and there's some onion in a half barrel, and I mean, you name it, they got it here. I'm tempted, but I won't pick somebody else's tomatoes and eat them. But they look just delicious. And this is somebody's little garden bed. Looks like they have eggplant, and I think this is asparagus here. Tomato. Wow, look at this! Is just crazy amount of amaranth. I don't know what they use it for, or if they just grow it for looks here. But wow, wow, that thing's 5 feet tall. That thing is crazy good. And look at this. Look at this hollyhock. I mean, this is just mind-blowing. Look how, look, that thing's beautiful. You know, just look at the abundance here. It's crazy good. So that's the thing. Salvia. Don't know what variety, but it's a nice pollinator attractant. And oh, look at this sunflower. This is crazy good. Crazy abundance here. I'm hoping to cultivate this kind of abundance at the Pacific Permaculture Institute, and it may take some time, but wow, look at these peppers. I've never seen them that were little black peppers like this. I guess that's when they're ripe. They're all the way black. Wow, that's so cool. So cool. I had no idea. And then somebody's got some eggplants up in here. It looks like they have a grapes, big grapevine, semi-arbored around here, and just abundance everywhere. This is kind of a dead bed, looks like hollyhock though, and and its beauty. Doesn't have a lot of things growing right now. They probably harvested out for the year. This big old squash plant. This thing is like 3 feet tall. Wow, it's amazing. So, look at this fig tree. This thing is just growing wild all over the place. Wow, it's amazing. Here they got a little bird bath, and looks like they got a pepper plant or two, and some kind of lettuce probably right there. Looks like they have some chard right here. And this looks like bird of paradise. I couldn't tell you what the botanic name of bird of paradise is, but look it up, friends. You'll figure it out. And wow, just amazing. A lot of amazing things here. And I'm sure that there's a lot of amazing people that cultivate this garden. So this here's lantana. Check out the butterfly on it, friends. You got a bonus butterfly right here. We weren't expecting that. So yeah, and more things that attract and pollinators and bees and butterflies and birds type of thing. Sometimes they pollinate, sometimes they don't, but it's always refreshing to have them in the yard versus a deadscape. We want a livescape here. I want it more of a living landscape than just a plain landscape. No life hardly, you know. We want an abundance of biology. So it looks like it's harvested out, but mainly onions and stuff over there. Everybody's got their own idea of what they want to cultivate, which is cool. Doing their thing. Look at this kale. Ah, oh, that's a big one too. Wow. And look at this little tiny butternut squash. This thing is about, look, not even as big as my hand. It's tiny. A couple inches big only. That squash. So look. I'll show you against my hand. It's only a tiny one. Anyway, that's the way that goes. And it's nice. Everybody has their own variety of what they want to cultivate.